A very good morning here from Blackpool Pleasure Beach. The first Inside the Park update of 2024. There's quite a lot of things that have happened over the winter. Quite a lot of good things, quite a lot of bad things. And I'll be sure to show everything in this full walk around Inside the Park update of Blackpool Pleasure Beach for 2024. We're going to be heading over to Ice Blast. Been quite a lot of things happening with that and rumours knocking about with that one. Grand National over here, we'll be showing you some little small changes on there. Heading down to the big one, showing you some changes down there. And a few other smaller changes around the park and on board the Pleasure Beach Express, because some things have happened on there as well. So yeah, sit back, relax and enjoy this first 2024 Inside the Park update from Blackpool Pleasure Beach. I don't think Ice Blast is going to be accepting rides anytime soon because, yeah, it's just literally the gondola there. No seats, no restraints, no belts, just the gondola. That platform above is more for maintenance, so in the winter they'll climb up on there and use actual gondola to take them up slowly like a lift. But yeah, Ice Blast doesn't look very operational at this moment in time. A few of the fences have also been removed, so you've got some fencing here that's been missing, some fencing over there, and on the back section they've all been taken away. These things down here, these four different sort of white steel things, normally go on the top of the gondola, so you have the seats around the bottom. You can see the control operations box there for the restraints. You normally have the Ice Blast signage around there, and then these things on the bottom will be on the top just here hanging down saying either the park name or Ice Blast. But yeah, there was a tweet by the operations, well not the operations, sorry, the director of the park, Amanda Thompson, saying that it should be coming back later in the year. But yeah, it doesn't look like it will be coming back anytime soon with its current state. They said they need some parts, whether that's from S&S or from an external company. But yeah, and all fairness, I'd rather see Ice Blast just disappear, to be fair. It's not the most exciting of shot towers, it's pretty boring in my eyes. Once they got a new air compressor in that building over there, it lost a lot of its thrust when going up the tower. It's pretty much like jumping up and down on the spot. You get more thrill from doing that. But yeah, Ice Blast at this moment in time doesn't look like it's going to be fit to open. They've still kept a lot of the queue line in place. As I say, it's just a lot of the fencing and structural things for Ice Blast's queue line and the gondola. But yeah, they took a lot of the signage down here. On the other side where the fast pass used to be over there, a lot of the fencing and signage over there has been taken down. But you can see over here they have kept the height board and the opening hours, but they have put a fence here which would indicate that this fence is pretty permanent, because obviously they have a rope. Why would not just put the rope on it? But yeah, they've put a permanent fence in here, indicating to me that it's not coming back anytime soon. But as I say, Amanda Thompson does say it's coming back later in the year, but only time will tell with that one. Personally, I'd rather it just get demolished. It's had its time. I'm pretty sure it's a 1997 or 99 shot tower. I'll put the correct date on your screen, but it's one of them dates, 97 or 99 shot tower. So it's stood here for a long time. It was actually the previous location of the old Monster ride. If anyone remembers the old Monster ride back in the day, this used to sit here. Then obviously Jeffrey Thompson purchased an S&S shot tower called PlayStation back in the day, and then obviously lost its sponsorship and renamed to Ice Blast. So yeah, we'll see what happens with Ice Blast, but at this moment in time it's just sat here not doing anything because there's no seats, no restraints, and the queue line and surrounding fences looks like it's been abandoned for years, isn't it? So yeah, Ice Blast at Pleasure Beach. So the big news for 2024, the Grand Prix, the electric drive your own car around the track, is closed for the entire 2024 season. Just here in the station, there's nothing that's happened in the station as of yet. Still got the Formula 1 car here, the background of the supporters. Don't think there's 7 cars in service. I'm pretty sure there's 0 today and will be for the whole year. But yeah, the queue line's still in place, a lot of the signage is still there, the turnstile, the control booth, everything. Yeah, there's no cars visible, but they do normally keep the cars under Big Dipper somewhere in one of the maintenance storage units. The track looks like it's a bit worse for wear at the minute, rusty, full of litter everywhere. But yeah, this ride is shut for the entirety of 2024. And again, Amanda Thompson has put online that they are going to be proposing and thinking up of a brand new ride for this area. I think this ride obviously starts here, does a massive sort of helix when it gets out there, right down past Icon, all the way down to the Big One station, to be fair. What I'd like to see, maybe a Mac Mine doing the same layout. I think a Mac Mine at Alton Towers there quite long. This layout was quite long. So yeah, Mac Mine here will do wonders, I think, even if it just did one layout. But yeah, Mac Mine would work well here. But we do have an arcade adjacent to the Grand Prix, a massive arcade here that's also been empty for the past few years. It's the one that has the big dome on top. That also used to be, in the olden days, back in the 80s, 90s, a flat ride. One where you stand sort of in a circle, no restraints, a bit like an Enterprise, but it's a stood up version, and it would lift you up a bit into the dome. But yeah, it's a big space here, which I'll show you more when we get around the corner towards Dipper. And obviously the space there, so they could utilise that space with Grand Prix in this area. But as I say, maybe just a Mac Mine train for this area, because once you do get out there, it does get pretty narrow with Avalanche and Icon either side. So yeah, Grand Prix closed for 2024. So this used to be the entrance to the Grand Prix. As you can see, the signage up there has been taken down. The opening hours, the height board's been taken down, but the queue line is all still in place, with the signage on there still in place for the actual riders. And just a quick look at the dome. There is the dome that used to be across from Grand Prix. So yeah, utilise that massive space and the space where Grand Prix is. You could have a good new attraction in its place. You don't have to go on the pathway here, you can go up and over the pathway. But yeah, that's where the old flat ride used to be, in that big dome. You used to lift up in there, and I don't even know what the type of ride was called, but as I say, it used to be like a stand-up Enterprise. You stand up, they spin you around and lift you up. But yeah, empty, and now empty. So yeah, let's just see what the park have installed for this space here. Right, so I just mentioned, obviously the Grand Prix is shut for the whole of 2024. And obviously that white building up there is the station. You come out where it says radio and you start this helix down around the pond here. And obviously go down this track, which leads towards Big One, stuff like that. And obviously later on you come back up the left-hand track, make your way up the helix and into the station. So obviously you think about it, you've got the dome behind up there, that's empty. This ride, big empty space. And then obviously you see Big One in the forecourt over there. The two tracks run all the way down there, and they go all the way down to Big One's brake run way over there. So yeah, the only ride that I'd probably like to see here, because obviously you got to think Avalanche is right there, Icon's queue line for the station is right there. The only ride that will be saying can fit in that space probably is a Mac Mine train, because you think about the one at Alton Towers, the one at Thorpe Park and the one at Chessington, they're all very compact layouts. They don't take up a big footprint, do they? Especially the one at Towers, it has to meander around the Congo Rapids. So yeah, think about, imagine that is the Congo Rapids there. The Mac Mine train can go zigzagging about over here. It doesn't have to go right down towards Big One, it can just go over there and come back again. But yeah, unless they want to put a proper thrill coaster in here, start at the dome and come down this way. But what thrill coaster can you fit in that width, apart from maybe them very high intense single rail RMC coasters you see over in America? But yeah, Mac Mine train is what I'd like to see fit in this space. Swap a family ride out for another family coaster. here's a sign in front of the Impossible attraction, indicating that this attraction, obviously it's not a ride, it's just a walkthrough experience, will not be open until later in the season, much like Ice Blast apparently is meant to open later in the season, but we'll soon find out with that one. But yeah, this sign, as you can see on your screen, indicates the ride isn't going to be ready, as they're still working on it to get it in ship-shape condition for later in the season. I am unsure whether the haunted swing at the end is a bit like a Vekoma Madhouse, like a Hex from Alton Towers, something like that, but a smaller version. I'm unsure if the actual ride itself is still in the building, but as for the walkthrough experience, does seems to be doing some final adjustments to make sure Impossible is back up to scratch, ready for guests soon. So yeah, we'll see when this opens soon. Well, now down here at quite possibly the worst coaster in this park, Infusion. Quite weird, isn't it, really? Just a few days ago, we were stood behind that fence there in the tunnel, looking in, watching the Infusion test. Now obviously we're back inside the park here, on the little Infusion balcony as I call it, staring at it face to face. Not going on it, the rest of the group are going on it. I'd rather keep my sanity and stay off and watch them, but yeah, probably won't have any rides on it. If I do, probably one at some point in the season, but I'm in no rush. Same with the Smiler at Alton Towers, I'm in no rush to get on board this horrible, rough SLC here at the park. So yeah, I'll film a few trains going around, but yeah, as for me, I'm staying off, staying smooth, and not bothering to enjoy this rough Vekoma ride. So yeah, Infusion is a big fat no today from me. I'd rather not get a headache or get injured in the process of riding this ride. The big one, obviously we've been showing it from the promenade side through the winter. It's had its retracking done. You can see it just climbing up the lift all there, and you may see it in a few shots during this update. So they got half a train open. I think that's because of the wind. It is quite strong today. But yeah, they've still got some of the scaffolding up here on the Infusion side, as you can see. It's all going down into the lake there. So yeah, I would imagine over the next coming weeks it'll keep getting lower and lower. This short video on your screens now and the images to come looks like just some foundations from some sort of steel structure. It was actually a theming element on board the Pleasure Beach Express in the dinosaur and sort of like prehistoric section of the ride. It was actually a woolly mammoth structure that was meant to be here. People who go to the Pleasure Beach quite often would know there was a mammoth on board the train that would only have one of its tusks left, but yeah, they have chosen to remove the whole structure, so they're just replacing the one tusk. But like, maybe they are gonna fix the whole mammoth and bring it back, but yeah, at the moment it does look a bit knackered and then the space looks a bit crap at the minute. And I forgot to show you it, but there's normally a big skull waterfall as well that's actually rotting away, and the actual structure has collapsed, which doesn't look like it's in the best of conditions either. I'll be sure, if I remember, to show you in the next Pleasure Beach update, whenever that may be. But yeah, the structure and the video I'm showing you is from a woolly mammoth theming element which has been ripped down and destroyed from the park. So yeah, on to the next update. So here over at the Grand National, the ride is currently on a 2-train service because, believe it or not, it's only got 3 out of the 4 trains back. Blue and red are in service. Green, we can see, is kind of back, but it's not connected up, hence why the gaps are a bit big in between each carriage. And you can see on this front car and the middle car, there's no seats in there. There's no seats, but there's just lap bars, and there's no seat belts either. So yeah, only lap bars for that car and that car. The purple train, it's not on the other side, so I imagine that's still off-site behind Valhalla. So yeah, it's pretty odd really how obviously they've had plenty of months off season to get the work done, and Grand National only has 3 out of its 4 cars, or 4 trains even, back for this season. So yeah, there's not been a great deal happening with Grand National, it seems like. It seems like they've been pretty slow with the maintenance department checking these trains and getting them back, because throughout the rest of the park they haven't got the maximum trains back, such as the big one that's only got 1 out of its 3 trains back, which is absolutely shocking to believe. I mean, what have they been doing during the winter to only get big one with 1 train back out of the 3 operational ones that it has? I mean, I know they normally do a ride rotation on it every year, so obviously they take a train off, do yearly maintenance on it, but they do keep 2 other trains in the station. But yeah, this year only 1 of the 3 trains has come back. Well, yeah, that's for National though. No seats and no seat belts. I mean, come on, Pleasure Beach, what are you doing? And so we've come to the end of the first 2024 Inside the Park update for this year. Obviously, there's been quite a lot of changes since I've done the last one from last November. Obviously, we've got Ice Blast here, looking derelict, but obviously it is meant to come back later in the season apparently, once it's got some additional parts from either S&S or an external company. I've showed you obviously the big one, which we can see obviously there, been retracked during the winter. I've also showed the Grand Prix, which has obviously not going to be open. It's not going to be open for the 2024 season. That's been confirmed online. That's shut all year. for plans of a new ride coming to that space in the next few years or so. I've showed you some small changes around Pleasure Beach Express. Obviously there's some theming elements on there which has been removed for unknown reasons, and I've showed you some smaller things around the park, like Grand National not getting all its trains back, and small other additional features like that. So yeah, if you have enjoyed the first update for this year, hit the thumbs up, hit subscribe, and I'll be back for more updates when the weather is a little bit kinder, because obviously today it has been a little bit cold, a little bit wet, showers on and off all day. So yeah, we'll be back, future videos to come soon. And there wasn't one from last weekend and the weekend. It was an absolute terrible mess last weekend, but if you want to see what the park was like last weekend, just YouTube it. There's plenty of different videos from Scott from Theme Park Worldwide. There were different videos like that to show how much of a terrible day that was. So yeah, thank you for watching this one. See you soon.